Time for another off-the-cuff journey with your over-caffeinated strength coach. So today, we're going to talk about T-spine and its relation to squatting. And it's a fairly lengthy discussion, so I think I'm going to break this into a three-part series. So part two is going to cover hand position on the bar and how that integrates in, or how you can integrate that to into your core. And the third piece of the series is going to cover mobility movements and warm-up for squatting that are going to maximize the T-spine and also deep spinal integration. So today's discussion, part one, is going to be another piece in my series on misunderstood cues. So we're going to talk about chest up on squatting. Anybody hear that cue? All right, we've all heard that cue. It's not a bad cue if you already know what it means, but for the most people that I see coaching and using that cue don't understand it, and it actually becomes a negative, and it ends up causing, under heavy load, people to end up caving. So then we try to fix it, of course, with more chest up, which makes us cave worse under heavy load. We don't want that now, do we? Hell no. We want to squat fucking a shit ton of weight. Damn it, I got to quit swearing in these so my kids can watch these videos. So we're gonna start with where most of my discussions, or a piece of them, always end up, and that is into the core. Yes, it's a common topic. You're gonna hear me over and over and over because that's my job. So, Bob, come here. So we're gonna talk about. You're probably out of the frame, but let's come over here. We're going to talk about the T-spine, which you're going to be able to see that in the rib cage extension here. So a lot of people may be familiar with the T-spine, or keeping this locked in the squat. If you're not, we're going to go over that. But some people just think about it extrinsically, such as, what's the position of my rib cage? As long as the position of the rib cage is correct, I'm good. That is wrong. What's right is what's happening to put the rib cage into position. So in here, on the front of the spine in here, we've got our psoas coming up, and it crosses across the front. Let's turn this way. Like, crosses in there to the front of the vertebrae. It grabs them, and that's what we want to cue that as a deep spinal stabilizer. Pull in. That's going to actually pull the rib cage into position. If we just talk about rib cage in or rib cage down, people can do this. But look, well, you push the damn rib cage into place. That didn't cue deep spinal stabilization. Not good. The other thing is, anytime, stand to the side and do a slight extension on its T-spine here. There we go, right there. Look at that. So this is bad when you're doing heavily loaded movements. So I don't care what the movement is. Anytime you see this, and this is why I'm a fan of grounded movements for glute development, as you've seen in another series I have. If you have this, you're not tied in here the same way that you should be on a squat, in a pull, or I don't care, whatever strongman event, whatever it is that's heavily loaded movement, basic body movement that we're trying to accomplish. We're strength athletes. We want to fix that. So I'm going to go over. You can go ahead and step out, Bob. Thank you. So we're going to go over how do we cue that. And one cue I've gone over before, and I stole this from someone who stole it from someone else, who probably stole it from someone else. That's how it works in this field, I think. So imagine, you're drinking, or water's pouring in, your pitcher of water, and water fills up from the bottom. Boom, we're going to press out, down, and we're going to push out and inflate our obliques, okay? That has a lot to do with breathing. I'm going to try a different cue, and this is one I've been working with people recently, and I can't remember where I stole this one from, so it might be original, but someone else probably has the same cue somewhere else, so I won't take credit for that. So what we're going to do is imagine that our core is a cylinder here. Okay, it's a cylinder, and we want to compress that cylinder down. A hydraulic piston, a shock on a bike, something like that. Think about that. I'm trying to relate to what most people would understand there. And you're going to push it down. As you push it down, the pressure is going to push out. Then we've got this pressure. We've got our inflated obliques, right? Well, you notice here as I push down, that actually helps that extrinsic cue helps cue pulling the rib cage into position. If you're pressing this cylinder down, whoop, you can see my sternum locks in, and that's because I've cued that psoas. So that's what we're after. So how does that relate to chest up on the squatting? Well, pretty damn well. So if we're squatting and we're focused just on our chest position, and we get in here and we do this to keep our chest up, or we're squatting and we do this, what have I just done? We did just what Bob saw just now. We've destabilized our spine. So once we get close to near maximal load, what's going to happen? We've got a destabilized core. Boom, we're going to do that. So as an experiment, I want you to do this right now. Stand up. And you're going to be able to see, I want you to test this and feel it right now. So first, just stand here. Practice your breathing from the bottom up. Get that wave going. Now we're going to pressurize, inflate the obliques. Press that cylinder down, okay? All right, can you feel this core pressurized in here? Boom, boom, out, down. Inflated obliques really hard. Boom. We're pressed in, we're locked in here, okay? You feel the core, just feel yourself there. Okay, now, flare up a little bit like this. Pressurize that core. Pressurize it. I see you laughing, right? I see a lot of spots. Does it feel dramatically different? It's huge different. Just this minor, and all of a sudden, you can feel it. This is really, really important. So chest up is a good cue, as long as you're keeping this in relation. This always stays the same. So yeah, we want to push back up on the bar. We don't want to be good morning squatting, right? So basically that's the cue, is this, not this. And when you do that, when you extend at the T-spine, at the same time you need this, it almost puts me in a little bit of lordosis in the lumbar spine, which a lot of people think of as being spinal protective. It is not. Again, you're destabilizing all this stuff and how it operates, which is why I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like going any bit into lordosis, which is, a lot of people seem to coach that in the squat. Here, all right, we're arched up, boom, we're ready to squat. Well, I tell you what, that bar is going to come right the hell through you. We don't want that. So, pressurize correctly. Boom. Breathe out. Inflate those obliques. Pressurize here. Shove that cylinder down. Lock that, which is going to lock that T-spine in. Now, twist the floor up. Squeeze those glutes. You're ready for that bar. You're ready to squat. Yeah, I think that's good. Stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out everything in my instructional video series, and pass it along to your friends. Also, check out my website, kabukiwarrior.com.